Hello friends, welcome to our RV YouTube channel. In our previous session 6, we have discussed about 4 quadrants of operation of electric drive. If you want to watch the previous videos, the link is given in the description box. In this session 7, we are going to discuss about modes of operation of electric drive and typical load torque characteristics. Please subscribe our RV YouTube channel for instant notifications and updates. Please press the bell icon. If you feel like any doubts in this video lectures, please feel free to comment in the comment box so that I will clarify your doubts while I am posting the next video. Now let us go into the modes of operation of electric drive and typical load torque characteristics of today's topics. So first let us discuss about modes of operation of electric drives. Any electric drive operates on 3 modes: steady state, acceleration with starting, deceleration with stopping. So let us discuss each and everything one by one. So first let's discuss about this steady state operation of an electric drive. So in our discussion called dynamics of an electric drive, we have discussed that motor torque is equal to load torque plus J into d omega m by dt. This is the load torque due to the inertia. So if we ignore this inertial torque, we will get motor torque is equal to load torque. So this is the condition where we can operate an electric drive in a steady state. So if we want to operate an electric drive in a steady state, the motor torque should be equal to load torque. So let us try to understand this from, the concept of this steady state from this speed torque characteristics. So here this is a typical speed torque characteristics. This indicates our motor torque. This line indicates our motor torque and this line indicates our load torque. So the operating point is here called A. So the operating point A is chosen in such a way that where the motor torque is equal to load torque. From here to here, if we see, this is our motor torque. At the same way, from here to here, if you measure, this will be the load torque. So both motor torque and load torque are same at this operating point A. This is called steady state operation. For any reasons, if you want to reduce the speed from omega m1 to somewhere here called omega m2, then also you should satisfy this condition. That means if you either increase the speed or decrease the speed, this condition should be maintained. So let us see that also through this speed torque characteristics. So previously the machine was, or the electric drive was working or operating at the speed called omega m1, where our operating point was A. So whose motor torque is equal to load torque, which was satisfying this steady state condition called motor torque is equal to load torque. For some reasons now we have reduced the speed omega m1 to omega m2. So from here to here. So the speed torque characteristics corresponding to this omega m2 is this line. So this is our motor torque corresponding to the speed omega m2 and whose operating point is B. Therefore this is our load torque. So at this condition, if we see, again the motor torque is equal to load torque. See, from here to here, the speed corresponding to omega m2 from here to here, this is our motor torque and this is our load torque. So from here to here, this is our load torque. Therefore motor torque is equal to load torque. So even if we increase or decrease the speed, the condition should be balanced. That means the motor torque and the load torque should be equal and that should be maintained always, even if you wish to change the speed of an electric drive. So that is known as steady state operation of an electric drive. Now let us discuss about the next mode of operation called acceleration with starting. So before moving to the acceleration, let us discuss the starting of an electric drive. Changing the speed from 0 to desired speed of an electric drive is known as starting. So let us discuss this starting of an electric drive with an example for a better understanding. So consider this is a this is an example. So this is an electric motor drive, so which is fed with the armature voltage, the input DC voltage and the armature current. RA represents the armature resistance and LA represents the armature inductance, and here EB represents the back EMF. And to this electric motor a mechanical load is connected. So now if we are able to decrease the speed, if we are able to increase the speed of this motor from 0 to desired speed is known as starting. Let me show it with a speed torque characteristics, therefore we can understand in an easy way. See here, this is our 0. That means here at this point our speed is 0. So the increase of the speed of this electric motor from 0 to this speed called omega m is known as starting. So starting of an electric motor is nothing but changing the speed from 0 to the desired or the running speed omega m of this electric drive is known as starting. So this is known as the starting of an electric drive. Now let us discuss about the acceleration. So acceleration. Increasing the speed of an electric drive is known as acceleration or motoring. So how it can be done? So let's see this with an example. So this is a DC drive again, which is connected to a mechanical load, and we are intended or our objective is to increase the speed of this electric motor drive. So if you are able to increase this speed of this electric drive, that is known as acceleration or motoring. See, this is the typical speed torque characteristics of this motor. This Tm represents the motor torque, which is nothing but the torque of this electric motor. This Tm represents the motor torque of this electric motor or the electric DC motor, and this TL represents the load torque, the mechanical load which is connected to the motor. This TL is the torque of this load torque. So here at this operating point A, both TL and Tm are equal. So now this machine is assumed to be working at the speed called omega m1. This speed called omega m1. Now we want to increase the speed from omega m1 to somewhere here called omega m2. So if you are able to increase that speed from omega m1 to somewhere here, that is known as acceleration. Now our question is how to increase this speed omega m1 from here to somewhere here. For that, your motor torque should be greater than the load torque. So if we make the motor torque greater than the load torque, then our speed increases. So one thing we should know is always motor torque increases or accelerates the speed of a motor. Once again I am repeating, always the motor torque will increase the speed of a electric drive. So here if you want to increase the speed, our main intention is to increase the speed. So if you want to increase the speed, you have to increase the motor torque compared to the load torque. So now our question is again how to increase this motor torque. See, for a DC machine, our motor torque is directly proportional to the armature current. So from this expression, if we are able to increase this armature current, obviously this motor current will increase. Therefore, this motor torque will become greater than the load torque. See here, if we are able to increase this armature current, then our motor torque will increase. So when motor torque increases, then this motor torque becomes greater than that of the load torque. Therefore, this acceleration can be achieved. So let me explain that through this speed torque characteristics. So now the machine, see here, the machine is running at omega m1. Okay, at this point, this is our speed torque characteristics. This is the purple color is the speed torque characteristics corresponding to the speed of omega m1 for this operating point is A. Here, this corresponding to this operating point A and this speed omega m1, the load torque and the motor torque are same. So now it is running at a speed of omega m1. Now our aim is to increase the speed from omega m1 to omega m2. So for that, what we can do is we have to increase this motor torque according to this expression, or otherwise if we increase the motor torque, then acceleration can be done. So we have to increase this motor torque. So to increase this motor torque, we are increasing the armature current according to this expression. So if we are increasing the armature current, this motor torque increases. Actually the motor torque is here. So if we increase this armature current, this motor torque increases from here to here. So we are increasing the motor torque from here to here. That means from point A to from point C. The motor torque is increased from point A to point C by means of increasing the armature current. So when motor torque increases, obviously your motor torque becomes greater than the load torque. See here, this is our new motor torque when we are increasing the armature current. That means from here to here we have increased the motor torque by means of increasing the armature current. Therefore, our new motor torque is this and our load torque is this. So if you compare these two, our motor torque is greater than the load torque. Therefore, this condition is achieved. So when this condition is achieved, obviously the speed of this motor will increase from omega m1 to omega m2. That means we have increased the speed from this point to this point by means of increasing the armature current, through which we have increased our motor torque. Therefore, the path of acceleration is from A to C, C to D and D to B. So, this is how acceleration or increasing the speed of a motor can be done. Now, let us discuss about deceleration. So, before going to the deceleration, let us discuss about the stopping. Changing the speed from running speed to zero speed is known as stopping. So, let me explain through an example. So, here this is an electric motor drive again. So, now if you are able to decrease the running speed of this electric motor drive from a particular speed to zero, then that is said to be stopping. See here, let me show through a speed torque characteristics. So, now this electric motor is running at a speed omega m. So, if or otherwise the speed omega m is reduced from this point to zero, then that is said to be stopping. So, stopping is nothing but the speed reduction or reducing the speed from omega m to zero is known as deceleration. Is known as stopping. Stopping is nothing but changing the speed from omega m or the running speed to zero is known as stopping. Now, let us discuss about the deceleration. So, deceleration is decreasing the speed of an electric drive. Again, here you will have two cases. One is with enough load torque and another one is without enough load torque. So, let us discuss both of the cases. So, first let us discuss with enough load torque. So, see here, there is an electric motor drive. This motor drive is connected to a mechanical load where it has enough mechanical load torque. That means the magnitude of the load torque is very high. So, here our aim is to decrease the speed of this electric motor drive, which is nothing but the deceleration. Deceleration is nothing but decreasing the speed of this electric motor drive. So, how we can reduce this or otherwise how we can reduce the speed of this motor drive? See here, the machine is operating at a speed of omega m1 at this point. Now, we want to decrease the speed of this omega m1 to somewhere here. Okay, our main aim is to decrease the speed of this motor drive from omega m1 to somewhere here. So, how it can be done? See, it can be done by means of reducing the motor torque to zero. See here, we have to know one thing is, as I discussed earlier or as we discussed earlier, always your motor torque increases the speed of an electric drive. Okay, always the motor torque increases the speed of an electric drive. If we reduce the motor torque, then what happens? Speed also reduces. See, the motoring torque, if you increase the motor torque, the speed increases. If we decrease the motor torque, the speed also reduces. So, here this speed omega m1 is reduced to somewhere here by means of reducing this torque to zero. So, how we can reduce this torque? See, as we already discussed, the motor torque is directly proportional to the armature current. So, if you are able to reduce this armature current to zero, then obviously this motor torque also reduces to zero according to this expression. So, if this motor torque reduces to zero, then our speed of this drive also reduces. So, this is how the speed is reduced when you have enough load torque. So, I will show you with an speed torque characteristics. See here, the machine was previously operating at this speed omega m1. Now, we are intended or we are we want to reduce this speed from omega m1 to omega m3. So, for that we are reducing our armature current to zero. Therefore, our motor torque becomes zero. See, here it was our previous motor torque at this point. This is our motor torque. See, this is our motor torque. Of course, from here to here. See, I will show you. This is our motor torque for the speed omega m1. This is our motor torque. Now, we have to reduce this motor torque to zero. So, after reducing, see here, this is our omega m1. So, the torque is reduced. That means the motor torque is reduced from A to E by means of reducing the armature current. Okay, by means of reducing the armature current, the motor torque is reduced from A to E. Therefore, what happens is when your motor torque reduces to zero, obviously your speed falls. So, by means of reducing the armature current, our motor torque is reduced to zero from A to E. So when our motor torque reduces, obviously our speed reduces. So this is how the speed is reduced by means of when you have enough load torque. So now let us discuss about the deceleration when we don't have enough load torque. See here, this is our deceleration when we don't have enough load torque. So this is carried out by means of using a technique called electric braking, through which the braking torque is obtained. So let us see how this electric braking is carried out and how this braking torque is produced. So this is this is again the same example of an electric motor drive which is connected to a mechanical load. So for this motor, this is our speed torque characteristics. This is our motor torque of this motor, and this is the load torque of this load. So now our aim is to reduce the speed of this omega m1 to somewhere here. But if we have enough load torque, we can just reduce the torque to motor torque to 0, and therefore we can reduce the speed. But here we don't have enough load torque. Therefore we are approaching a technique called electric braking. So how this electric braking can be done? Very simple. See here, as we discussed earlier, our motoring torque is proportional to the armature current. And I already said that motoring torque will increase the speed. Similarly, the braking torque will reduce the speed. Braking torque is opposite to that of the motoring torque. Here motoring torque will have a positive sign, whereas braking torque will have a negative sign. So to the positive axis you will have motoring torque, to the negative axis, that means this side you will have braking torque. So the function of this braking torque is to reduce the speed. So again I am repeating, motoring torque will increase the speed of the electric drive, whereas braking torque will reduce the speed of the electric drive. So if we reduce this or if we change the direction of this current, the motor torque direction changes. So when the motor torque direction changes, that becomes the braking torque. So this braking torque reduces the speed. So this is how this operates. See here, I'll show you with the speed torque characteristics. So this machine is operating at a speed omega m1. Now our aim is to reduce the speed from omega m1 to omega m3. So for this, we are changing the direction of this armature current. So when the direction of the armature current is changed, see here, according to this expression, now this becomes negative. Okay. So when this becomes negative, the torque also becomes negative. So when the torque becomes negative, that is called as braking torque. So the function of braking torque is to reduce the speed. Therefore, from here to here it becomes the negative torque, because we are changing the direction of this armature current. So what happens is, now operating at this motoring torque, actually this motoring torque is here at this point. So now we are reversing the direction of this armature current, therefore the motoring torque reverses. So from here it will shift to the point J. So this is negative torque. So this negative torque is known as braking torque. So this braking torque will reduce the speed. So what happens is, this braking torque reduces the speed from this omega m1 to omega m3. So this is how the deceleration is made when we don't have enough mechanical load torque. Therefore, the path of deceleration is from A to J, J to H, and H to G. So this is how deceleration is made. So these are the modes of operation. So summarizing it, the modes of operation of an electric drive is divided into three. They are of steady state, acceleration, and deceleration, including starting and stopping. So now let me show you the entire diagram of this acceleration, deceleration with reducing motor torque to 0. This is with enough load torque, and this is without enough load torque, which we carried out by braking torque. So in order to make you understand clearly, I have explained acceleration separately, and deceleration by reducing motor torque to 0 separately, and deceleration by braking torque separately. But in your university examination, you can draw this just only one diagram so that your time can be saved. So by means of having this only one diagram, you can explain all steady state, acceleration, and deceleration so that your time can be saved. But I have explained here separately in order to make you understand in a clear way. So now let us move on to the next topic called typical load torque characteristics. So why we should study this typical load torque characteristics of an electric drive? See, these are some of the real-time industrial loads. See, there are a lot of industrial loads, but we have just made a partial list of the industrial loads. So these are some of the industrial loads. So first we should understand the typical, the load torque characteristics of this, what do you call the industrial loads. Therefore, we can make use of electric drives. See here, all these type of industrial loads needs the motion control, right? So the motion control for these industrial loads are given by electric drive. Or in other words, the electric drive is used as a prime mover for these industrial loads. So before applying or before using the electric drives for these industrial loads, we should understand the load torque characteristics of this industrial loads. So all these industrial loads comes into 4 categories. So first this, for example, cranes, cutter and grinder comes into the type called constant torque characteristics. And coming to this, eddy current brakes and separately excited DC generator, this type of loads falls into the category called torque proportional to the speed. And these type of loads, electric traction, lathes and milling, possesses the speed torque characteristics such that torque inversely proportional to the speed. And finally, compressors, fans and propellers falls into the category called torque proportional to the square of the speed. So now you may have a doubt. We took only the partial list of the industrial loads and we are saying that these falls into these 4 categories. What about the other loads? So you take any of the industrial loads will fall into these 4 categories. So there is no need to worry about the other types of loads. So if we study about these 4 types of load torque characteristics, that 4 type of load torque characteristics will match or will suit for any type of industrial loads. So now let us discuss about these 4 type of load torque characteristics one by one. So first let us discuss about the constant torque type of the load. So constant torque type of the load. So this is our speed torque characteristics of a constant torque load. See, if we observe at this characteristics, the torque is constant at this point, whereas only the speed is changing. So this type of load is called constant torque type of load. See here, the torque is constant, whereas the speed is changing. So this is called constant torque type of load. The mathematical expression for this given as, since here torque is constant, T is equal to a constant K. So this is known as constant torque type of load. Second one is torque proportional to the speed. See here, torque proportional to the speed means if speed increases, torque also increases. See here, speed is increasing from here to here till here. So as your speed is increasing, our torque is also increasing horizontal axis. See here, speed increases in vertical axis. At the same time, proportional to the speed, torque is also increasing in horizontal axis on both the sides. So this is called as torque proportional to the speed. The mathematical expression is torque is directly proportional to the speed. Therefore, after removing this proportionality constant and introducing a constant K, we can call this as torque is equal to K into omega. The next is torque inversely proportional to the speed. So in this, as your torque increases, speed is decreasing, right? As your torque increases, speed is decreasing. Torque inversely proportional to the speed. See, torque is increasing from this point to this point. See here, torque is increasing from this point to this point in the horizontal axis, whereas speed is reducing from here to here. Okay, from here to here. Speed is reducing from here to here in vertical axis. So as your torque increases, speed is decreasing. This is known as torque inversely proportional to the speed. The mathematical expression is torque is inversely proportional to speed. That is, torque is proportional to 1 by omega. So after removing this proportionality and introducing a proportionality constant, we have T is equal to K into 1 by omega. And the lastly, torque proportional to the square of the speed. That means as your torque increases, the speed increases square the times. See here, our torque is increasing in horizontal axis. In vertical axis, if you observe it, the speed is increasing square the times on both the sides. So as your torque increases, the speed is increasing square the times on both the sides. So this is known as torque proportional to the square of the speed. So the mathematical expression is torque is proportional to omega square. So after removing this proportionality and introducing the proportionality constant, we get T is equal to K into omega square. So these are about the types of typical load torque characteristics of industrial loads. So in session 8, we are going to discuss about selection of motor drives. Please like, share and comment. Again, I am repeating. If you have any doubts or clarifications, please feel free to comment in the comment box so that I will clear your doubt in the next session of the video. Thank you.